to Rating the List, where we review, discuss, and reimagine popular movie lists objectively. We're your hosts. I'm Jerry.
And I'm Brad. And on this episode, we'll be exploring number 39 from AFI's 100 Years, 100 Passions, the 100 Greatest Love Stories of All Time.
And number 39 is An American in Paris, released in 1951, directed by Vincente Minnelli, starring Gene Kelly and Leslie Caron.
So the synopsis for this movie musical is as follows. American World War II vet Jerry Mulligan, played by Gene Kelly, lives in Paris and is trying to succeed as a painter. His friend and neighbor Adam Cook is a pianist and longtime associate of French singer Henri Borel. Henri tells Adam about his girlfriend Lise Bouvier, played by Leslie Caron, while enjoying a drink at the bar below Adam and Jerry's apartments. Jerry arrives and joins them. Lonely heiress Milo Roberts comes upon Jerry selling his paintings on the street and buys two, then brings Jerry to her apartment to pay for them. Jerry accepts her invitation to a dinner party that evening. Upon discovering he is the only dinner guest, an offended Jerry says he is uninterested in being a paid escort. She insists she only wants to support his career. At a crowded bar, Milo offers to sponsor an art show for Jerry. Milo's friends show up, and while everyone is talking, Jerry notices a beautiful young girl at the next table. He pretends they know each other and asks her to dance, unaware it is Henri's girlfriend, Lise. Jerry asks for her phone number, and she gives him a fake. Someone at her table misunderstands and says the right one. Milo, upset with Jerry for flirting with another girl, wants to leave and criticizes him for being rude. The next day, Jerry calls Lise, but she refuses to see him. Meanwhile, Milo has arranged a showing with a collector interested in Jerry's work. Before the meeting, Jerry visits Lise's work. She agrees to a late dinner, but wants to avoid public places. They share a romantic song and dance along the Seine. She then rushes off to meet Henri after his performance. He informs her that he is going on tour in America and proposes to her. Milo rents Jerry an art studio and says she is planning an exhibition in 3 months. Jerry initially refuses, but accepts on condition he will repay her when his work sells. After a month of courting, Jerry brings Lise to his apartment. Jerry is confused when she takes off after they arrive. He complains about it to Adam, who realizes that Jerry and Henri love the same girl. Henri and Jerry later discuss the girl each of them love, without realizing it's Lise. That night, Jerry and Lise reunite at the Seine. She tells him she and Henri are to be married and going to America. She feels duty-bound to Henri for protecting her during the war. Jerry and Lise declare their love for each other before partying. Jerry invites Milo to the art students' mass ball where they run into Henri and Lise. Jerry admits to Milo he loves Lise. When Henri overhears Jerry and Lise saying goodbye, he realizes the truth. As they drive away, Jerry fantasizes through a diverse and complex dance sequence all over Paris. A car horn breaks him from his reverie, and Henri returns Lise to him. They embrace and walk off together.
Okay, so I think previously we've talked about movies that are showcases, like A Star is Born with Judy Garland. I feel like this is kind of one of them as well.
Yeah.
First of all, the cast is very talented,
Yes.
all of them. The woman, Leslie Caron, is that how you say it? Caron, she is a well-known, renowned dancer, ballet dancer.
She's really good.
Very, very good.
She can't act her way out of a paper bag, but
no,
she can
really dance. And Gene Kelly, of course. And then even the piano player was very talented.
The French guy who plays Henri is obviously a good singer.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he's singing in a second language, so he's doing a really good job.
Yeah, I mean, it's phenomenal, but it's definitely a showcase of talent.
Yeah, my problem, I've discussed this with her several times. I don't think movies are the appropriate forum for musicals. That's just my personal opinion. I think they're much better in person on stage. I think that's where they work the best. But if you're going to do a movie musical, it needs to be a movie. That's my biggest problem with this. Is it's not a really
Yeah.
cohesive movie. This is a showcase to show Gene Kelly doing his thing, and I mean, he's the greatest of all time at this.
Yes.
I mean, he is truly a legend. I mean, the man was doing this into, how old was he when he did Xanadu? He's in his 80s.
Yeah.
And he was still pulling it off. It's his last film performance, and he's still, showing exactly who he is. He was like in fantastic shape then. But I mean, as a film, it doesn't work. They have no chemistry, these two. This is another one of those situations where they put a likable person in Gene Kelly and write a terrible character around him. Jerry is not a good dude. He's not.
He's really not.
He's really not a good dude.
He's not a good dude. And so the dance numbers on their own, if you look at them separate from the movie, are very good. And frankly,
I would skip the movie and just watch the dance sequences, specifically the closing one. It's really amazing.
It's really good. The choreography is excellent. I love the number where what's the guy's name that she's gonna marry? Henri is talking about her, and she's like doing different dances in different colors, like the whole scape is different. That's really cool. Really good use of color, really good tone of the movie.
Yep.
There's like scenes with Gene Kelly and little kids, and it's like really sweet though.
It's sweet, but
it doesn't fit.
It doesn't fit at all. It's in there just to have Gene Kelly doing Gene Kelly stuff.
With little kids.
With little kids. And the little kids clearly like kind of, just being starstruck. They're not acting at all. They're just watching this dude and they're like, oh my God, this is Gene Kelly.
Right.
Yeah. They have no chemistry. The stuff where there isn't Gene Kelly or her doing some kind of dance number, the movie falls completely flat.
Yeah.
The only one who like is even interesting on film is his neighbor Adam,
who's great.
Yeah, because he's the first one that realizes the oh shit moment that his two friends
are dating the same woman.
And he knows that like this is going to end pretty badly for someone, and he's like, I'm going to be in the middle of this.
And he's trying not to, he's like stuffing food in his mouth to not say anything.
He's nervous because he's just kind of like an orchestral pianist, so like he's reliant on like stars like Henri for work. So he kind of introduced Jerry to Henri, so he's like nervous, like, is this gonna screw up my professional relationship? And he can't really say anything to Jerry in the moment either, so it's like he's like in this like weird position.
It's great.
So that stuff's great, and that's perfect like rom-com type of stuff.
So there's also, and Brad saying that there's no chemistry between the leads. Like, she's 19 when they filmed this, and he is like in his 40s.
And that's the problem too, is like, why do you write him into a movie where he's playing a World War II vet just a couple years after World War II? Clearly he wasn't fighting this war at
maybe a World War I vet. I don't know.
Yeah, that would have probably worked better, because then he would have aged into it. Like, they're playing him as a much younger man, and he doesn't like. Gene Kelly is just, in general, like, even when he's younger, he's a mature looking guy.
Yeah.
So having him play boyish doesn't really work. One, he just doesn't have a boyish presence about him. I mean, he is like, he's like a song and dance guy, but he is a man's man. I've mentioned this before. He looks like he's built like a friggin' linebacker. This guy is like, he is buff. He's all kinds of muscle, and he just carries himself in a very masculine manner that doesn't lend itself to a real boyish quality.
Right.
Which you kind of need to believe, like, if he's, say he's, at most late 20s here. Yeah. He doesn't look like he's in his late 20s. He clearly looks like he's about 40.
Well, and then in you saying about how Jerry's not a likable guy. So he meets what's her name?
I think it's Milo.
Milo?
It's probably.
No, the young girl.
Oh, Lisa.
Lisa. He meets Lisa in a like a bar restaurant type atmosphere.
While
he's on a date with Milo.
Yeah.
That's pretty shitty. And he doesn't even go like, oh, excuse me, and like go and look at this girl. He's literally looking at this woman while she's sitting there.
Yeah.
So then he goes over to talk to her and he's like, hey, you want to dance? And she's like, no, thank you. And he's like, well, can I get you a drink or whatever? And she's like, no. She's making it very clear she's not interested.
Yeah.
She said it 3 times. Like, no, I'm good. Okay. Then he comes and shows up at her work.
Well, then he tricks her into the dance.
Yes.
So he gets her to dance by tricking her, and then he gets her number by,
getting it from somebody else,
well, right? She does the thing that women do when they don't want to give you the number.
Yeah, they give you the wrong number.
They give you the fake number. If you get the fake number, dude, take the hint.
Then he shows up at her work, and she's like, what are you doing here? And she's like making it very clear, and then she just gives in. And it's like, dude, like, yeah, could she have said, hey, I'm seeing somebody? Yes, but she doesn't owe him that explanation.
No,
she said no.
No is no.
And he just kept persisting. So it's like, really,
that's just like the terrible fallback that women have to get into. It's like they're either legitimately with someone or they have to lie and say they're with someone just to get someone to back off. Because it's like, oh, you respect this guy you've never met more than you respect this woman that's in front of you that you said no to.
Yeah, he's terrible to Milo.
Yeah,
seriously.
And she's not great either.
No, but I mean, she doesn't deserve to be treated like that.
So again, you've got very, very likable actor that everyone loves, and you put him into a terrible character to smooth over these character flaws and make you kind of okay with them, and it's not okay.
No, it's not.
As an overall film, it doesn't work. Like I said, if you're a Gene Kelly fan, like I bet you can go onto YouTube and just find the dance numbers from this movie.
Just watch the dance numbers.
Just watch the dance numbers. You don't need to watch the movie.
Yeah, you could skip the movie part.
Yeah. I gave this one a 51. Jerry gave it a 37. So the list score is 44.
All right. If you have any comments, if you totally disagree with us, please leave a comment. If you liked what you're seeing, please like this video. Please subscribe to our channel. If you'd like to contact us directly, please contact us at ratingthelist@gmail.com. For now, I'm Jerry.
And I'm Brad.
And we're Rating the List. We'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.